What up, peeps? This is Bars the Bucks. I am Rob Loper. Well, we were out and about today, doing a little scouting here and there, end season. I think Sunday is our last day of muzzleloader, and it's done for the year. And I sit around thinking, what the hell am I going to do now? Well, you know what? Saddle swinger out there online that likes to deer hunt and turkey hunt and everything else. I'm going to start a podcast. That's what I told myself. Screw it. So here we are, episode number 1, and what this is all about. Let me say something that probably get me in trouble with the internet and some people. I really don't think deer hunting was meant to be an antler measuring contest, almost like an egomaniac making it a measuring contest, you know what I mean? And I don't think fishing was meant to be scaled in camera competition either. Pounds, pounds and inches with fishing and deer hunting. For me, the outdoors was therapy. It still is. It's an escape. And the last few years, I just lost it. I don't know why. Not because I stopped loving hunting, but because the noise got louder than the woods. It's just life. Life got in the way, and it does that. It sucks, but sometimes people need that. And it might be like for me the last couple of years. I've had very minimal time. I don't want to say that. I've had time, but I just haven't had the drive or the interest to go hunting, actually going hunting. And I'm searching really hard to get that back. I don't know. So if you're tired of the hype, tired of feeling less than, or you just say you just want to enjoy this again, you're in the right place because I'm at it too. I really am. Now, let me tell you who I am and what this show is actually going to be. I'm Robert Loper, retired law enforcement corrections. I was a correction officer for 20 years, and man, it really screwed me up. And this is from Bars to Bucks. I'm a blue collar regular hunter. I'm not here to pretend I'm killing giants every season. Big bucks are awesome, but for most of us in the real world, that's not always in the cards. And I'm going to be honest, I like scouting more than hunting most of the time. I really do. Which is a fancy way of saying I enjoy walking around tired and confused for fun. Right? This show is real world deer hunting. I'm going to talk about tactics, scouting, a ton of pressured public land. I hate using the word mature bucks because honestly, most of us are hunting mid-age bucks, just under mature bucks, but they're super well-educated bucks. And, honest gear, equipment, reviews, and when that matters, I'll, if I've used it, I'll give you an A or an F on a certain product. If I haven't used it, it's not fair of me to say. But before we go any further, we got to talk about the noise that's messing up hunting for a lot of people. This is where I start calling out bullshit. Calling bullshit on people, calling out hype. And I'm not a hater. I just, you know what? I'm a realist. I'll call bullshit when I say it. Hunting has gotten loud. Everybody's got a product, some miracle product. Everybody's got a code. Everybody's got a system that guarantees results. That's all I see on social media. And look, some gear is legit. It really is. Some tactics are legit. Some companies are solid. But a lot of it's hype that doesn't survive real woods, especially public land that's really highly pressured. If killing bucks was as easy as buying the next gadget, we'd all be tagged out by October, man, or mid-October. I'm not naming names. I'm not here for drama. I'm just saying I'm not building the show on fake bullshit. I try things, I test things, I keep what works and toss what doesn't, or I sell it. Which brings me to the biggest point. There's no best way to hunt or fish. There is absolutely no best way. It's whatever way that you enjoy. I want to welcome everybody to this new journey of mine. I've been wanting to do this for years. I've been told to do this. Yo, man, you got to start doing this. So here I am. Here's number one. I'm going to try to get one out at least once a month at first. Might do two. We'll see. One thing I want to clear right out of the gate. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way to hunt, unless it's illegal, of course. There's no perfect setup. There's no best tactic or best time that fits everybody. The best way, the best time to hunt or fish is when you want to. The way that keeps you wanting to go back. That's the way to do it. You want to do the things you want to do that makes you more interested. That makes you want to feel more educated or educate yourself even more to get more interest of that. Whatever it may be. It could be hunting, fishing, whatever, man. If you hunt mornings, great. Evenings, awesome. One weekend a year, that counts. If you love scouting more than hunting, you're not doing it wrong. Don't think you are. Because, listen, the last time I checked, the damn woods ain't giving out report cards. This ain't school. It's your time. Enjoy it. It's your time, your money, your tags. Enjoy it. Now, here's where the bars part comes in and why this show is going to be personal to me. The real story. Bars was my world for a long time. Department of Corrections. I spent 20 years in that job, and it takes more out of you than most people will ever realize or ever see. It really does. I ended up taking an early disability retirement because of PTSD and severe depression that came with that work. I'm not saying that for sympathy. I'm saying it because it matters. For years, hunting was my escape, my therapy. But the last few years, my interest in hunting just has fallen off. I don't know why. I can't explain it. It just has fallen off. Not because I stopped loving it, but because I couldn't use it as my tool the way I used to. I just couldn't. It's very hard to explain that. And a big part of that, whether people want to admit it or not, was social media. Years ago, I met a gentleman, and I spent several days with him back in 2018, and he was actually my deer hunting hero. Here I was, 40-some years old, looking up to a man that's a few years older than me, and looking up to him like a kid looks up to a sports athlete. Man, was I surprised. I won't name any names. It's just how I was. And then I created all my social media stuff, and it's been, for some reason, downhill ever since for me. For about 6 years, I've been on my own person online, trying to learn, trying to educate, trying to help people enjoy the outdoors, especially deer hunting. Some of you guys that listen to me already, you already realize that because you've been watching some of my content. And the truth is, a few people hurt my confidence. Not everyone, but a few. A few voices with real pull in the industry made me feel blackballed for having a different perspective on things. And it happens more than people think. Then add the toxic obsession of inches with people, constant comparison, and suddenly something that was supposed to be therapy for me started to feel like a performance. I just didn't like it. It sucked. But I didn't quit. I keep going because I know there are people out there that actually want to hear the real journey, not the highlight reel, really. So, you know what? I had a YouTube video a few weeks back saying 2026 is going to be a big, big reset for me. And you know what? I'm saying it again and I'm saying it out loud. 2026 is my year to take it back. Not by chasing inches, not by worrying about what a buck scores, not by caring how big a bass is or what it weighs. This year is about wanting to go again, enjoying scouting, enjoying the walk in, enjoying the journey, enjoying the quiet. If I punch a tag, great. If I don't, I still won because I got the spark back, that fire that once burned in me that to get out and do it. And that ties straight into the mental health side because losing your spark does not happen. It sucks. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. I'm not selling hunting like it's a miracle cure or fishing. If you need professional help, get it. No shame. I believe in that. I go to a therapist now once a week. If you need it, you need it. Go get it. But the woods has been therapy for me in a very real way. It gives me structure, something to work towards, something to work on, and quiet when my head won't shut off. Some people go to a bar, forget, gets smoked, gets wasted, smoke dubs. I go to the woods to remember who I am. So going forward, here's how this show works and what it's going to come in next. Here's what you'll get here on this channel. Real world tactics for super pressured areas, public, mostly 99% public, scouting, woodsmanship stuff, gear and equipment reviews, what's worth it versus what's hype, real talk, mental health and purpose. I'm thinking of my next episode going to be kind of like one about well-educated bucks versus well-educated hunters. What pressured deer and how regular hunters adjust without turning into, the whole thing into like a calculus problem, which a lot of people do. They overthink a lot of this stuff. So anyway, if you're tired of the hype, if you love the woods, if you're trying to get better without acting like everybody else is wrong, stick around. Follow the podcast, subscribe on YouTube, and share it with one buddy who needs the no inches, no hype version of the outdoors. And guys, get out and about, man. And thanks for everything. Thanks for your support. And I'll see you on the next sit. Peace!